The Terrible Genie. Once upon a time, in a small dusty village nestled at the edge of a vast desert, there lived a young boy named Karim. Karim was a curious and adventurous child, always eager to explore the world around him. One hot summer day, while playing near the ruins of an ancient palace, he stumbled upon an old, tarnished oil lamp half buried in the sand. Intrigued by his find, Karim rubbed the lamp to clean it, and to his astonishment, a thick, dark smoke began to pour out. The smoke twisted and turned, forming the shape of a towering, fearsome genie with glowing red eyes and a sinister grin. "Thank you for freeing me, mortal," the genie boomed. "I am Zarok, the Terrible Genie, and I have been trapped in that lamp for centuries. As a token of my gratitude, I shall grant you 3 wishes. But be warned, boy, wishes can be dangerous." Karim, despite feeling a bit uneasy, was thrilled at the prospect of having his wishes granted. "I wish for all the gold and treasures of the world," he declared, his eyes sparkling with excitement. Zarok's grin widened. "As you wish," he said, snapping his fingers. Instantly, Karim found himself standing in the middle of a cavern filled with gold, jewels, and priceless artifacts. His heart raced with joy, but as he tried to pick up a handful of gold coins, they turned to dust in his hands. He watched in horror as the treasures around him crumbled and disintegrated, leaving him with nothing but piles of sand. "Remember, boy, not all that glitters is gold," Zarok chuckled darkly. "You have 2 wishes left." Karim felt a pang of fear, but refused to give up. "I wish to be the most powerful ruler in the world," he declared, determined to get it right this time. Zarok's eyes gleamed with malice. "Very well," he said, snapping his fingers once more. In the blink of an eye, Karim was transported to a grand palace, seated on a magnificent throne. He was dressed in regal robes, and around him stood an army of loyal soldiers. At first, Karim reveled in his newfound power, but it wasn't long before he realized the true nature of his wish. His subjects were terrified of him, his advisors plotted against him, and his kingdom was constantly under attack from rivals and rebels. Karim's days were filled with endless battles and betrayals, and he was constantly looking over his shoulder, fearing for his life. The weight of his crown became unbearable, and he realized that power had only brought him misery and loneliness. Desperate and exhausted, Karim turned to the genie for his final wish. I wish to go back to my old life before I ever found that cursed lamp," he said, his voice trembling with regret. Zarok's expression softened, but his eyes still glinted with malevolence. "Very well, boy, your wish is granted," he said, snapping his fingers for the last time. Karim found himself back in his village, standing in the same spot where he had first discovered the lamp. Everything seemed as it was before, but he felt a lingering sense of dread. He looked around, relieved to be home, but as he took a step forward, he realized that he was no longer the same carefree boy he once was. The memories of his terrible experiences haunted him, and he could never forget the lessons he had learned. Zarok's voice echoed in his mind, a final parting gift. "Be careful what you wish for, mortal, for not all wishes bring happiness, and some can lead to despair." From that day on, Karim lived a humble life, grateful for the simple things he had once taken for granted. He never spoke of the genie or the wishes, but he carried the scars of his encounter with Zarok, a constant reminder of the price of greed and the danger of unchecked desires. And so, the story of Karim and the Terrible Genie became a cautionary tale, passed down through generations, warning all who heard it to be careful what they wished for, lest they too fall victim to the dark side of their dreams. The end.